So dating and marijuana. It's funny because back when I first started smoking weed, it was more taboo, and not as many people smoked weed. I mean, still a lot of people did, but not as many women smoked weed, and it was actually more of a turn off to a lot of women that and so I try to hide the fact that I smoked weed. Where nowadays it's like everybody smokes weed, and we live in I feel like a marijuana generation right now, and a marijuana culture as the booming for it to become fully legalized. CBD. It's just kind of like, it's like the new alcohol, and so. One of the things that in marijuana and dating became pretty much like a normal thing. In fact, I would date more women where we would smoke weed together than drink alcohol. There was a lot of women that I dated that didn't drink at all, but they smoked, and that was kind of like our way to coming together and having fun and relaxing. We would smoke, we'd get high together, and then have our fun. But then once quitting, I started thinking like, wow, how am I gonna date? This is gonna affect my dating life, and it was like a silly kind of thought that I had that, these women that I used to date, I won't be able to date them anymore, or a lot of beautiful women smoke weed, models. I've gone out with models and so forth that smoke weed and they don't drink, and in fact, it's a big part of their life, real potheads, and started thinking, wow, what am I gonna do about dating and things like that, because I know. And it was just a silly notion that I had in my head. But really, the truth of the matter is that was just a silly fear that I had, because it really doesn't matter. Ultimately, when it comes to dating, what it's all about is we like to be around people that make us feel good in many different ways, that bring out those feel good emotions. And so if you are with somebody and you're able to help them feel, and they feel comfortable with you, they feel relaxed, they feel like they can be themselves, they don't feel judged, they feel happy, they're silly, adventurous, then and they just experience all these feel good emotions from you, and they don't feel negative emotions like being judged, criticized, and other negative emotions, then they're gonna be more likely to want to hang out with you again. That's what we're all after, really, essentially, is a feeling, is somebody that's able to bring out those good emotions in us. And one of the most powerful ways in the world to experience the highest level of feel good emotions is from dating, from love, and you feel those like, oh my gosh, it's like you just feel like, well, everybody's felt it. And so the thing that I have to say about it is to not be judgmental. If you're going on a date and the person wants to smoke or get high, then don't judge them for it, all right? Even if you don't want to smoke, hey, if I'm a single guy, but if I'm going out with a girl that smokes, then I'm not going to judge them for it. Hey, if they ask me if I want to smoke, no, not tonight. But or just I don't smoke. But just don't make a big deal out of it. Change the subject. But hey, enjoy yourself. Hey, don't worry about it. I'm just not smoking right now. Just don't make a big deal out of it, and don't feel like you're judging them. Like, you're not really gonna get high, are you? You're not really gonna smoke. Because then they're gonna feel uncomfortable. They're not gonna want to hang out with you again. And you never want to force your boyfriend or girlfriend to quit smoking, because then resentment is gonna build. One of my ex-girlfriends forced me to quit smoking weed, and I did, but a lot of resentment built up. And then as soon as we broke up, it was like I went back to smoking full throttle and was like, oh my gosh, thank God that was over with. So I would never force somebody, my partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, to quit smoking weed, because that is something that they got to decide for themselves. Or else resentment will build up. So, we're all on our own journey. I'm pretty extreme in my life, and I have a lot of extreme rituals in the way that I live my life. And if I expected everybody to be just like me, like as crazy as I am and with how I live my life, then I would have a pretty lonely life. But I don't expect anybody to be exactly like me. I appreciate people for who they are, and and I don't judge other people. We're all on our own journey. I hope that maybe I can be a good influence on people, and if I'm dating someone, maybe over time that they'll start to slowly make changes, but I'm not going to force it on them, and whether they do or not, it's okay. I'm on my own journey. I'm competing with me, and I'm not trying to force other people to change. I've learned to accept and love people for who they are. Now, if it really bothers you, if I'm with somebody that is just like smoking all the time, and to where it's kind of annoying, then that's probably not somebody that I would date long term. Maybe it would just be like, we wouldn't, at least I wouldn't want to get with them all the time. It'd just be kind of like once in a while type of thing. But it's just kind of the same thing if you were dating if you don't drink and you're dating someone that's an alcoholic. That's not somebody that I would want to date. Long term. So it just depends on the degree of what level that they smoke and what you're comfortable with and what you're willing to. Maybe you're okay with that. Maybe you're fine if they smoke all the time, and you're okay and you got the discipline not to smoke. Hey, that's fine. Just for me personally, I wouldn't want to, be with somebody all the time that was constantly smoking up and chiefing up and getting high. First of all, I feel like it'd be kind of annoying having conversations with them because most of my friends that are stoned, it's not really fun having conversations with them now because I feel like I'm talking to a brick wall. So I don't think I'd probably get annoyed, with my girlfriend if she was always stoned all the time just because, like, she would forget everything I would tell her and, just would be in la la land all the time. So I'd like to have a girlfriend that was, had a fully functioning brain for the most part, and if she just wanted to smoke once in a while, then okay. But yeah, so don't make a big deal out of it. It's not really a big deal. Ultimately, it's about the value that you bring to the table. And if you bring enough value to the table and you make them feel good, then and you're not judging them, then they're not going to care whether you smoke weed or not. Because you were the type of person that makes them feel good, like they can feel feel like themselves, comfortable, relaxed, and that you don't bring drama into their life, then they're going to be. They're going to like you. And think about it, if you're a female and, Bradley, and you're a pothead and, and Bradley Cooper or Jason Momoa, whatever the guy's name is from Aquaman, or the guy from Magic Mike, wanted to go out with you, but there was no smoking weed, would you all of a sudden be like, no way, yeah, I'm sure you'd probably still go out with them regardless if there was no weed involved. And same thing, for a guy, if you were going to go out with like Jessica Alba, trying to think of Megan Fox or some beautiful woman like that. Whether they smoked weed or not, I'm sure you would still go on a date with them. If they wanted to get high and chief up, I'm sure you'd be like, hey, okay, you can smoke all you want, but, let's still go on this date. Or if they didn't want to smoke and there was no smoking, then, I'm sure you would still date them either way because, these people bring value to the table in the form of good looks and their attractiveness and, celebrity status. So yeah. So don't worry about it, guys. Don't make a big deal out of it. Just you work on raising your own personal value, becoming in shape, becoming healthy, becoming successful in your career, becoming a self-directed, confident human being, and because of that value that you bring to the table, people are going to be attracted to you whether or not you smoke weed or not. They're just going to be attracted to the type of person that you are and how you live your life, and and then they're not gonna, you want them to like you. Bring enough value to the table that they're gonna like you regardless if you smoke or not. So with that, guys, until next time, guys, have a great day, great week, a great month, a great year. Let's make it a great life. See ya.